We're back live. It's me and Cata again on the Thursday webinar. For the US viewers, it's an hour later, I think, because daylight saving times has already hit the US. We're still behind here in the Europe, and I don't know about Asia, but they might be.
I think it's the same, but yeah, I mean, it happened to me in the morning because I was like, okay, Ben, let's jump and let's do the webinar, and you were like, well, it's 1 hour late. I was like, okay. Hello, everyone.
You got up.
That's all. So yeah,
wasn't
I mean, it's fine. We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
So, okay.
How
awesome.
are the people doing in the chat? Do we have any people watching, or is it just Altrady staff? That's always possible, right?
Yeah, no, not all.
Even
of
if it's
them,
all Altrady staff, let yourself know, right? Say hi.
Yeah, that would be good actually. I mean, we have 17 people, so that's for sure. It's not the entire stuff from
Hello, we've got Ivan Silhouette. And I know Repmar's watching. I know he's watching.
Okay. He's next to you, so he's more live than that he cannot have.
We have Eric, there's Repmar. And we've got Bianca. Sorry, Bianca. Nice.
Oh,
good to see the regulars.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome, guys.
I think at some point we're just gonna have to do these in Dutch, Cata, because.
Okay, lekker. Lekker and biertje. Okay, so
well, it's not Friday afternoon yet.
And that's where my Dutch stops. So unfortunately, yeah. But I don't know. Let us know if you really guys want to have one in Dutch. I mean, it's not something that we thought about it, but yeah, maybe.
I can always drag Repmar into it.
Yeah, I mean, we have the Dutch channel, so we can do that. I mean, yeah, that might be an option. Well, let us know in the comments if you think that that's something that you really want. And yeah, and today, because then we are here to learn something new and explain something new. And for today, we are talking about support and resistance. I'm super happy about this because this is how I'm trading most of the time, to be honest.
Well, I resisted it at first, but now you've got my support. So,
that's a good one.
It's gonna be one of those days, people. It's gonna be one of those days. Did he just say that?
Yes. Bear with us.
Yes. No, this was not a planned joke. No, I did not think about this all day to make this joke.
Oh man. I think also it's great, and we want to let you know that we are making some updates to our webinar, the one that we are doing all the time with the Ben with Cata. So till now we were doing just some educational part, which was fine. However, we thought that we can make it even better, and by that, basically right now, for example, for all of you that are joining our live session, you have the option to share your chart, your trades, and we can analyze them together. So we can have a look and we can analyze that together. That's one. And second, we can also look for a market. So if you have a specific market that you want us to check it and provide our insights, you can also leave that in the chat, and we will gonna have a look. And if you want to,
I might not know the answer, but we can have a look for sure.
Exactly. No, it's not like we have the magic ball here. However, we can talk about it, and I think it will be interesting to look at it. And if you don't know how you can actually share your chart, maybe Ben, can you?
Well, let's get the chart. Let's get the chart in, because at the moment it's just our pretty faces. But people are here for the charts, not for our faces. So let's move to the chart. So here's the chart, and as what Cata was saying, was like if you have a question, if you want unsure, and you want to discuss with us, then you can use the screenshot function here. And you can do copy link, or you can do copy image. Doesn't really matter what you want to do. And then you can paste that into our Discord server. For our Discord server, we have now, let me just make this window smaller so I can drag this one in. And we've got the Ben and Cata chat now. So if you have any questions, join our Discord, and we will make some announcements on things. Like I posted the chart from last week, posted it in here. So anything related to the webinar that comes up, we will post here. And if you have any questions, just to me or to Cata, just post them in here. Of course, we also have our smart money concept announcement. So if you haven't checked it out yet, it's pretty cool. So
you should,
join us on Discord, subscribe, and follow us along.
That's how it should be. Yeah.
There we go.
So now let's go back to our topic. So let's talk about
support and resistance.
Let's talk about support and resistance. The first thing is like we want to know is what is support and resistance. What we are talking about here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do any of our viewers already use support and resistance for trading? I mean, if you're using Altrady, then you might have heard about the crypto base scanner. So if you're using that, then you're already using support and resistance. But yeah, what is support and what is resistance? Well, what do you think it is, Cata?
Well, definitely it's not a war thing, but it's the way I like to look at it is it's the areas on the chart where we have people, trying to sell and where we have people that want to buy. And those are the areas for the support and resistance. Yeah. And it's called, So
let me just draw a line right there, right? So we have this line right here, and I can move it down here. But this is just a floating line, right? It doesn't do anything. There's no price action going around. But if I move it up to here, then all of a sudden you see that the price is touching this line and then bouncing back off it. And it happens quite often. So it doesn't always get very close. Like I can move it up a little bit, so that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 touches really. And as you can see, the price does not really break below it. Like it reacts to this price level. So this means that there is support found at this price level. And what that means is that the buyers step in. They're like, ooh, this is now my price level. And this is a price that I'm willing to pay for it. And then they push the price back up. So a lot of people buy in there. So this was a seller's market. A lot of people selling. And then at this point, people were like, no, that's enough. I like this price. I'm going to buy. And then the price moves back up. And it can go all the way up. So there is support to be found at this level, right? Lots of people support this price level because otherwise the price wouldn't move. It would just wouldn't react to it. It would just break through it and go even lower. Now, on the opposite side, we can find another price level where we have a lot of touches. Right? Now, this is not a completely direct straight line, but it doesn't need to be, right? Support and resistance can be found on slightly sloped lines as well. But this is a point of resistance now. So one line is not resistance, right? It's a first level. It's the first indication that this could be resistance. So if we drag this out further, then this line would have been resistance. So price struggled to get through it. And actually it did struggle here, right? So the price did not break through. People were like, okay, I'm going to take my profit. The buyers here were fine with it. We're happy with it. They were selling here. And people got scared, started selling more and more and more and more. And now we end up right here. right? So the price resisted to go any further. That's basically what support and resistance is. Just points on the line where price reverses sharply or touches frequently, but it never breaks, or it never really breaks below it.
Okay. Yeah, so basically we need multiple points in order for us to be sure that it's a support or resistance, because the same thing applies to both things.
Yeah, well, you don't like in a lot of trading, like basically any point where price reacted sharply is a point where you could say that there is support and resistance, or on the other side there's liquidity, right? So if people have been following the smart money concepts, especially the one from Tuesday, then where Roman spoke very in depth about the liquidity and the levels that it creates, and also how the price reacts to those liquidity levels, that the price usually goes back and retouches these levels to grab that liquidity that lies below it or around it. So one point can already be support and resistance, but as soon as you have multiple points touching it, then in the beginning you have strong support, right? But over time the support becomes weaker, right? Because the price continues to move back towards it. So if we have this line right here, so it touched here, so great support. Buying in here is good. So the next time buying in there is good. Buying in here is good. But now it starts to show a little bit of weakness, right? There's a sweep of liquidity. Price moved below it a little bit and then moved back up, touched it again. But eventually it breaks out and creates a massive sell-off, right? So in this case, nearly 13% in a matter of days, right? And that's significant. That's a significant move below support. So the support over time becomes weaker. Like if the price continues to touch support, then at some point people are going to believe or stop believing in this support line, and they're going to say, oh, you know what? I've seen this level so many times, the price will now drop below it. There's not enough buyers at this level anymore that can sustain this price movement. And that's when you see when there's a panic. Now, these panics can also be caused by external influences, of course. For example, here things were discussed with Trump, and Trump is a big mover in the market, big influencer. First it was Elon, but now it's Trump. Well, still influenced by Elon, I suppose.
So this is how you basically are, because this is a breakout. So then it's like what's real, what's fake, and we can consider this one a fake breakout because of that influence, or
no. This is not a fake breakout. So what would you consider a fake breakout? So you have true breakouts and you have fake ones. So in this case, you can see it right here, where you only have a wick of the candle going through it. It didn't really close below. Well, actually, it did close below, but very briefly. Yeah. And if you picked a true support, then it actually didn't, right? So if you put it on the even if you put it on this lower one, it's a little bit suggestive in the market which one you are, because different exchanges might have different points just because of the liquidity available in the order book. Because, for example, this push all the way down might not have happened on other exchanges. Other exchanges that had more liquidity might have dropped out or stopped out here, and illiquid exchanges would maybe go towards here. All right, so that's a little bit debatable. That's why you look for the stronger support and resistance levels where it touched multiple times. But this is a clear fake move, right? It just pushed down, grabbed liquidity, and went back up, right? But this one actually went down, formed a little bit of an uptrend or an upwards movement. So it did try to recover, but it got pushed down straight away, forming a new lower low and another lower low. So this, you can say that this is a clear breakout, right? And
Yes.
it did return back to this support level, because right now this was like a support level for here, but because it was a support level, people always try to move back to these levels, right? So the price did move back to that level. So you could buy all the way down here and then sell right here. That is a good strategy. And what do you know?
Yeah.
That's the crypto base scanner strategy.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I think it's easier if you can show them. I mean, we have the bases that pretty much are doing.
Yeah. So right now I don't have the basis on, right? And I can see if I have it. If I have, yeah. If you don't have the base info, you need Essential and Premium for this, by the way, or Premium. And then you can enable the base info widget. It opens up like that, so we can just move it in between here. And as you can see now, the bases are not enabled, so it will actually give me a warning. And then when I enable it, you can see it. So this little scanner that we have, it automatically scans support and resistance lines, right? And it will show you in the chart with these nice lines. And it will tell you, it will tell you if there is strong support for it. And if it gets broken, then there might be a buy opportunity, right? And that's exactly what the crypto base scanner does. So the base scanner will say, if there is a big panic, then this all the way is good entries, right? The original strategy says to layer in. So you buy here some, you buy some more here, you buy even more here. You can increase your size all the way down until you finally hit that support and the price recovers, right? That's essentially what the crypto base scanner says on how to, or the original QFL Quick Fingers Luke strategy says. Right.
That's what I'm using actually. It's quite easy. I mean, you already have those bases on the chart, and makes your life easier because you kind of know where you can add it if you want to do it manually. But of course, you can add that on the signal, so it depends on the bot you want.
But you know, the beauty of this is that this is a very successful strategy. Which you can clearly see in this chart, because how do I know that? Because I can see that these lines were broken, right? The support and resistance line was broken, but the price recovered to them, right? The price always came back to it. Yeah. And we can see that quickly right here. So we have bases respected 7 out of 8. And that's because this one right here is still open, still pending. But, I mean, if you look at it, this one, the price did move back, right? So if you had bought all the way down, then you could have sold right here. So if you start selling just below the baseline, then you can ensure the profits. And when you're in profit, you can let the profits ride all the way up, right? So yeah, for this market, it's very successful. It's a very successful strategy. So you can be assured that when price breaks through, that you can buy, and then
this makes it so easy. Huh? I mean, you don't have to just look at the lines. You once you understand the base scanner, can be extremely helpful.
Yeah.
And I've seen that a lot of people, even on the onboarding, they are not aware of it. I think it's something that we should also make it more visible, or let people know about it, because it's helpful.
Yeah,
I mean, I can
especially
see here
now,
where I can put my orders, where I can DCA. I can see the stats from how many bases, so 7 out of 8, and that is because the last one is still pending. It can go up, so you don't know. Yeah.
And the best thing about this is that this is not just an indicator, right? We started with the scanner, right? So if we go over to the widgets again, we can click on the basis widget, right? And now we have this little window here that now shows us all the markets that currently have a broken base. And you can see for how long they have that. So these are relatively recent. Oh, and let me just change that so that we have, let me just add a filter. Let's say Binance filter on. Oh, actually, no, I don't need to set a filter. Don't save. I need to go here. And then I have them. But, oh my God. Yes. Go to the settings. Go to base scanner notification rules. That's where I was going. There I can add a rule for Binance. So in here, go to settings, set a notification rule, and you can choose any of these algorithms. Now, the original one is where it all started, but over time it has lost a little bit of its value. And these three are similar in style, but just on a different time frame, right? So you have 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour time frame, meaning that these will have more bases, but smaller percentages. These will have slightly bigger drops and recoveries, but fewer bases, and then position has even fewer bases, but larger swings. Then you can set the notification rule. So right now I've got Qcoin, but I can disable that here and add Binance to it, and I can set the USDT. So I only want to be notified for USDT. I don't mind the volume at the moment. And here I have the option for fixed and median. What this means is that with fixed, you could set a fixed percentage of how or of when you want to be notified when the price breaks through a base. So once the price has gone below a base, then you can wait 3%, or you could wait to the median. And the median means that it's the average percentage drop for that specific market, right? So bases on Bitcoin tend to drop a little bit less than they would on a very illiquid coin that, for example, Bitcoin might move 3% and another one might move 13% in the same amount of time. And the median will tell you like, okay, so if that happens quite often, then I only want to be notified Bitcoin for like when it happens to 3%, but for let's say another coin, Cardano, I want to wait 10%. Now you can't set that, but with the median you can do that. So you can pick the average one, and then we hit save, and now we have Binance configured. Then we can go back to the trading terminal, go to active, and we should see Binance coming in next. But
yeah, depends when the triggers.
Yeah. So we have to wait for the triggers.
But this is how you basically can take use the base widget. So yeah.
Yeah. So let's find the market, right? So right here we have one that's currently below the base, and we can see that it's 5.7%, and the median is actually 3.8, right? And we can see that in the chart as well by this block. So this block will tell us like this is where the base was, this is half the median, and this is the median drop. So on average, all the bases dropped to this level. And actually it did and bounced off it, and you got support there. So if you had bought in here and you would have sold just below the base, then you're in profit already, right? So the trigger point here and the sell point just below the base is very good. Very good. But now it looks like it's going to make that full swing and actually taken out the other base as well. So if we go over to the base info, we can actually move it. And something's blocking. There we go. There we go. You see now it's taken out this base as well. Again, it dropped to the median point. So it dropped down below here, and it looks like it's going to recover this one and then respect this base. Right, so how would you actually trade these?
Yes.
Once we find one, and you see Binance doesn't have any. not currently broken. Well, we have some that are that have been below the base for quite some time now. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have to find one that's closer to it. Okay, well let's just take this one for example. All right, so it's not there yet, but what if I want to get in there and I want to make sure that I set up my orders in advance, right? We're doing manual or semi-automatic trading here, and I want to get into this market. When do you actually get into this market, right? So that would be around this level, around that median drop. So what I can do is I can already set up a buy order for around that level. This means that if the price moves down, then my buy order will be filled. But the strategy of the crypto base scanner is heavily reliant on dollar cost averaging, right? So we can set multiple buy orders. And the way to do that is by using the ladder order. So we could use 3 or 4 or 5 orders to get in, right? And then what we can do in this case is look for support and resistance in the chart, right? So we come back to support and resistance levels. So we have a support line right there. We have some support and resistance all the way from here. And you see also these bounces. So first this was support, then it became resistance. And then you have support on this base level and this base level, right? So now that we have our support and resistance levels, we can look at the buy orders, right? So as we know that the price usually bounces off these, we can move either the orders in between those levels. And as we've seen from what Roman said in the liquidity topic on Tuesday, is that these liquidity levels or the support and resistance levels usually get taken out, right? The price usually moves towards those lines. Now, if I want to set them straight on there, so in this case, I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have my 5 orders, but I want to buy just above those support and resistance levels. Now I can switch to the target mode and I can move my buy order just there, then just there, and then just there, right? So now we see that we have a layer of orders that are just above support and resistance lines. But we're going to wait for the first median drop to happen, right? If it's not a median drop, then we're not going to be interested in this trade, because then it behaves differently from what it did in the past, right? We're not interested in half the median drop because our take profit target is right here, right? So let me just set the take profit, because we can do that in Altrady. We can set the take profit right there, right? So this would be our target take profit.
But just one take profit, or we don't want to?
Well, I mean, conservatively, you can do one take profit, but obviously you can add more take profits by clicking on the add target. And then you can do the same thing, right? So you can mark your support and resistance lines right there. And as we've seen from Roman, the price usually will move to those levels at some point. Like it can be immediately, or it can take days or weeks or even months, right? We don't know when it will happen, but usually at some point those levels of liquidity will be taken again. And I can move the take profit targets towards those support and resistance lines as well. And every time that I do that, the amount of take profit is then split equally across the orders. So right now we have our 5 take profit levels as well. And
this looks like a solid, solid thing. This looks solid, huh? I mean, it's straightforward.
Yeah. So I mean, this would take a very long time, right, for this to happen, because if we look at a price movement like this, from here 17 hours, but we first have to go down, right? And then it has to go up twice. But yeah, the other thing that we would recommend to do in this case is because the price, the strategy says that the price will move here, right? But it says it doesn't say much about whether it will move here, right? So these are bonus levels. Like if we reach the main level, then we can sell a large chunk of our position, and then use the remainder to get the most out of it. Right, and then if this happens, then we could see our expected profit of $40 in this case, if these orders get hit. If these levels get hit, then we will be seeing more profit.
And that's why we are here, to make more profit.
So this is how you could set it up as a start. But because we didn't wait for the signal, right? So this might be a chart that we're interested in. We like res. I don't know what it is, but maybe you like it. Then for this specific signal, you don't want to get into it anymore as soon as the price is already back to the base. So we could say that you could expire the position when the price is already moving in the opposite direction, right? So I'm not, after this happens, and I'm no longer interested in this. And if you want to set up multiple of these in advance, but you want to lock in more of your funds, then you can also use the start position at. And if you set that to, let's say, just before the median drop, then this position will only become active and lock your funds as soon as this level is reached. This means that you could set up multiple positions like this. You can have multiple markets that you're interested in and place these orders like that. And then only if the first order is hit, then it will lock the funds and your position will become in play. Right? But for now, we could place it like this. And then as soon as we place it, then all the orders are on the exchange waiting for your price to be reached. And this is essentially how I trade and have traded manually for a very, very long time with the crypto-based scanner strategy. Obviously, right now, we also set signals that you can include in the signal bot, but that's a topic for another day. Today, we're just going to be talking about how to actually manually trade these, because it's important. Because I also think it's important to understand how this strategy works and how you would do it manually, because then you can see when the bot takes a trade, you can see exactly if it's going to be a good one or if it's going to be a bad one, right? So you can make adjustments on the fly, because not all signals are good. And the way to spot a signal that is not good is one that gradually goes down. So for example, right, let me just clear these drawings. So for example, you could have had a baseline right there. It's possible. But because it kept going down, then this base eventually just moved down here. And then it took the liquid or the support and resistance level from here, right? And now it's broken. But if it continues to slope down, you will see that this line will move with it. And that happens until the median line is reached, right? So if it's a slow grind down, then this baseline might move down. And that's why you generally want to wait for the notification to be hit, so that you don't normally waste your time with setting up this position and then have it be a slow grind. But also, if you want to make sure that it doesn't take too long, you can also say that it's a time-based close. So you say this line, it's all fine, but if the price doesn't move towards my entry level before this time, then cancel my position as well. So this means that it will never be a slow grind down, right? Even if it is a slow grind down, this position will be canceled. So only if it's a sharp move down, this position will be entered. So So it's a great tool to do that when you're doing manual or semi-automatic base scanner trading.
No, this looks awesome. I never used actually the expire position at start position at. I have used a lot of time actually.
Yeah, but most of the times you don't want to stay, or you don't want to commit to a position full stop, right? At some point you're going to say, this market is not behaving as the strategy tells me that it should behave, and then you move on. You find another one.
Yeah. Can you see if you? I mean, where I can see the notification? Can you show us again?
Yeah. So if you go over to the widgets and you click on basis, then you get that, and the basis will notify you right here. So in this line, these are all the past signals. So after several hours, then this one will move in here, and it depends on which algorithm you use for how long that takes. But for the day trading, it's 12 hours.
So here all the time will be updated with new markets where we're gonna have this information, and basically I can just go here, check the markets, and select one and do what you showed us right now to do.
Yep.
That's the most easiest way to do.
Yeah, let me just place this order again so we have it. And the notification settings are under settings, and then base scanner notification rules, where you can set the rules, select the exchanges, select the volume, and whether you want to be notified on mobile or desktop.
So for me, in order to see what you showed me before, first I need to come here, set this up, and after this is set up, I will be able to see all the markets that we're going to show in the base widget, correct?
Yep, correct. So we got a question about stop loss, because someone was paying attention. I didn't use a stop loss. And the main reason why I didn't set that up is because this strategy tends not to work so well with strict stop losses, right? So as you can see right now, I chose my levels carefully based on previous support and resistance, right? So I fully expect the price to make that move down and then up, right? So the strategy from the original strategy from Quick Fingers Look is about buying on the way down, selling on the way up, and getting into profits, right? But what we have seen, and that's where we slightly adapted it, is that this base is usually pretty well respected. Now, if you think that it's not going to be like that, but you want to get profits earlier, so actually, if you want to follow it back to the original strategy, then what you can do is you can change the take profit from fixed price to entry price, right? So now when this one is reached, then the prices will move down with the original position. So if we set them up like that, there, and like that. Now, if we move down to this level, you can see that the take profits move with it, right? And then at some point, actually it just takes the first order, it moves down with it. So if we get to this level, then our take profits will be there. And you can sell in profit. So as soon as the price then reverses, you start to sell in profits, right? Because that's exactly what this one says. Like our minimum profit would be 6%, right? And as you can see right now, if you do this DCAing, then the price moves lower and lower, and our take profits also get lower and lower. So now all of a sudden we're not selling here, but we're selling right there, and our profit percentage is still the same, right? It's still that roughly $40. So that's great. The price moved down. We bought some more, and now we can sell. So instead of selling here, we can now sell 20% lower. So we don't have to wait for that extra 20% price increase.
Okay. But now I'm thinking because we do have the even let's say that someone really wants to use the stop loss, they can use the cooldown function, or do you think
Well, I
that would
mean,
not be
obviously,
helpful?
if you want to use a stop loss, you can, right? At this point. So if you say, okay, if it dips below this, so let's set it up to the original level, like that, and there, something like that. We were a bit lower, but it doesn't really matter. But now if we look at our stop loss, then what you can see right here is that the risk reward ratio for this one is very low, right? And the strategy for this is also that you work your way out of it, right? So you start to do buying and selling until you're out. So as soon as this goes all the way down, and you have your sell orders, like here, then when you've sold something, you could buy it back lower. So when the price goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, then we could. So we've bought here. Let's say we've got it from there. This is our baseline. So we bought some here. Then we can sell some right here, and we could buy it back lower here. And then we can sell some again here. We could buy it back lower here. And we could sell some right here and buy it back lower there. Because we're still expecting the price to make that recovery to the support and resistance line, we can safely do that, right? That's the strategy. The strategy is that you can safely do that. Now, you can't do that in all the markets, and especially in the low liquid markets or the pump and dump markets. You can't really do it in those, because with those you just get a landslide and it will never return, right?
But for those markets, it's actually easier because you can filter by volume in the base notification settings, so you're not gonna have those markets.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. It does require a little bit of research, so you can't go blindly in this indicator, right? This indicator does not filter based on meme coins. It doesn't filter, like, it doesn't have a filter on preference of a coin, because then you get emotion involved, and that's not how this indicator or this scanner works, right? But by all means, do your own research and see. Okay, you know what you could do? You could just pick your top coins, right? You could pick something like the top 10 the top 10 volume coins. So let's go to Bitcoin, right? Bam, respected most of them. Like, well, just this one. We can go to Ethereum, right? So this one is not respected, but it did come close. So if you had done the dollar cost averaging with buying and selling, then you definitely would have been in profit at this point, right? If you had layered in, you would have definitely been in profit. And if you had set your entry levels correctly, so if you had set the ladder targets, 5, let's do it like that. So you would have seen this support line. I mean, with the take profit, right there, if we move it lower, well, you can see you're already in profit here. So you didn't even need that many orders to become in profit here. So this one would have definitely been a successful trade if you had layered in and set your take profit. And one thing I didn't even mention yet is right now is the size, right? So as you can see right here, it's equal size, meaning that every time that we buy the same amount. But if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, then you can set it to linear, right? This means that you buy a little bit in the beginning, and then you buy a little bit more. So in this case, you buy double the amount of what you had bought previously, and you double it every time. No, it's not double. It's multiples. So once, twice, 3 times the first, 4 times the first, and 5 times the first. now all of a sudden you've layered in and you significantly lower your break-even price as soon as you buy more with bigger size, right? And you still set your position size once. So if you say I only want to put in $500, then you can, and it will just adjust them. So it means that the initial order won't be as large, but once the position is fully filled, that's when you make a large return on investment. And yeah, you can also do it exponential, and then you get really aggressive at the end, right? So you buy a little bit, and then it exponentially grows, and then at the bottom you buy the most. And if you do this is like that martingale scale. If you don't know about martingale, then this is like that strategy. So the dollar cost averaging, making sure that your break-even point is as low as possible, and then you get that nice take profit. And if you do with one take profit or multiple take profits, it doesn't really matter, because with the entry price target, you will see that the break-even price and the take profits will be close to each other constantly and moving down properly. So yeah, this is sticking to, the major coins, not a bad idea. All respected, right? Every single one of them. Solana. Most of them. One here, but again, dollar cost averaging, you would have been in profit. Here, dollar cost averaging, definitely in profit. Right? Binance coin. All respected. Pepe, meme coins. Even the meme coins do well. Right? But it's all about the volume, right? So and there's a big drop off right now. So Pepe is already 1/10 of Ethereum USDC or BTC USDT, right? So be careful when you get lower, but this is the volume in Bitcoin. So it's still a large amount of money, like 272 million is quite significant. You're not going to move the price that fast, and you're not going to have those landslides without the recoveries. Here again, baseline, buying all the way down, get out there. If you didn't get out there, then you could have bought in more and you could have gotten out there, right? And the rest, all respected. Even this one, like this massive panic, right? Even this massive panic. But if you had looked at the previous support and resistance lines, right? You would have set it here and here and here and maybe even here. Maybe you were that lucky, right? Maybe you were that lucky to buy here. You would have made a massive percentage.
Ton of money.
Right? These are crazy percentages. And because you've set your orders up in advance with the ladder order, you're most likely to catch these, right? If you didn't set them up in advance, then you're most likely not going to catch these because you're chasing it. Right? So that's why this ladder function is so important in this strategy.
Well, in many strategies, I mean, I don't see. I don't know. I mean, in this strategy, when you do the dollar cost averaging and you wait for that price to return to the base, it's a very wildly different strategy than the smart money concept strategy, right? Where you use a strict stop loss and you set your take profits based on the price action, right? And here you dollar cost average based on the liquidity levels, the support and resistance lines, but your take profit is usually a fixed percentage and not a fixed price, right? Yeah.
So that's the difference. And different strategies have different ways of executing it, right? But the beauty of Altrady is that you can have both. Like, it doesn't matter how you trade. This platform will help you to become a better trader. It does.
No doubt about that. And the reason that we showed you the base scanner is because today's topic was support and resistance. Actually, it's doing pretty much the same thing, and it's easier to have a visual thing on the chart. So basically, if you just started and you want to practice, that's something that can help you, to identify those support and resistance lines.
Yep.
Also, it might worth mention something that we have not discussed, because In general, the support and resistance are areas like zones. They're not like straight lines, and might be good to probably to talk about it as well. Ben, what do you think?
Sorry, what did you?
Because right now we have our bases and but support and resistance are areas, that when you have to define that, it's not just a straight line. You have a bit of
Well,
of,
it's not.
of
It's not always a single point, right?
exactly that's what
And
I want to say.
yeah, and that's what you can see here in the base scanner as well. So that they're very long lines, meaning that there's this whole area is support, right? It continues to be support for the whole duration of this move, and here as well, and it even touched it a couple times, right? So that's in this case the support and resistance are like the horizontal lines, and the price can touch it several times, but yeah, you can also find support and resistance on diagonal lines, right? So we could see it here, and then you get into another strategy, which is, for example, trend line trading. Even in trend line trading, you have support and resistance because the lower bounds and the upper bounds of the trend line are support and resistance. This is the trading view bug. There we go. Right, so now this is a support line and this is a resistance line. The price does not break out until it does, right here, right? And then it makes a massive move. But this was, again, I think Trump's influence to say that there was a reserve and everyone bought into it. And then Trump thought, yeah, you know what, I'm going to dump. And then they dump all the price, moving it all the way back down to this level. Right, it's lovely. Manipulation is lovely.
What do you think about using, for example, in the other indicators? I mean, we have the base, that is kind of
a big one actually in this case is volume.
Yeah.
Right, especially with these base breaks. If the base is not broken with significant volume, that's a clear indication that there is no panic, right? But here you can see that this sell-off is done with significant volume, like compared to the volume before. This is significant volume candle, and it moved all the way down, maintaining that high volume. The average volume in these candles is quite high compared to what the baseline is, right around here. So using the volume indicator, especially for base trading, but also for other support and resistance trading, is just that when you see that breakout. So in this case, you have the diagonal line and it breaks out here. Again, massive volume. Massive volume is what it takes to move out of these support and resistance lines.
Okay. Roman says that this looks like liquidity.
It is liquidity. And Roman, if you had come here from the beginning, you would have seen that I've mentioned it quite often that we spoke about this on Tuesday with the liquidity levels. And how price always tends to move back towards the liquidity levels, and how the price always tends to take out or take back the liquidity. And it's true for smart money concept trading, but it's also true for base scanner trading. And we have many, many strategies that benefit from liquidity. I think that the Dutch group, for the Dutch viewers that are in here with Kevon's Kevon strategy is also about like the price moving towards liquidity and then reversing, right? That's that's another strategy, completely different. We have an indicator for that as well. That's the RSI plus stochastic overbought, which will show you like when the price is overbought and oversold. Here's overbought, here's oversold. And he has a completely different strategy for that, where price tends to take out liquidity and then reverse. That's exactly what it did right here, right? So it moved all the way towards these liquidity levels and then hit that resistance and push the price all the way back down to the previous liquidity levels, right? So if you had shorted the market right here, that would have been a huge short.
Yeah, I didn't do that, unfortunately. Just a bit, actually.
Me neither.
Just a bit, but not significant, not enough. I was thinking Can you show us the also maybe I don't know if everybody knows the indicator, the smart money indicator.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
you can
yeah. So the
announce that
smart
or
money
show them where they can find
indicator
it.
is like again with all the other indicators. If you move to the smart money by Altrady, right here, you need to have an essential or premium account. But once you do, then you get these nice levels. Yeah. Oh, and actually on the 4 hour, looks like we're in the optimal entry zone.
Okay, so
And
this is
and we can see the sweep, Roman. The base scanner tells us there's a sweep. Awesome. And we can see a change of character. Yeah. Did close below above it. Nice. Yeah.
So do you think it's more powerful using it together with the base scanner or not?
Well, this is the first day actually that I have them both on. But yeah, there might be an entry right here. There might be an entry right here. Maybe I'm wrong, but there might be. If I paid attention to what Roman was explaining to me, there might be a. And I don't always sometimes I do drift, just like, oh hey look, squirrel. But yeah, there might be an entry here, but then we have to move down to the 15 minutes, and yeah, this is a very nifty new. Yeah, see, he's already in there. He said,
set an alert.
Set an alert. So I'm going to set my alert. Let's set the alert. Create new alert. Right? So as soon as it enters in there, then I want to be notified, and then I can switch to the 15 to look for the best one. But yeah, so we found an entry with the indicator already. Nice.
Sweet. Nice. Okay.
So we've seen base scanner with support and resistance. Now we're seeing smart money concept with support and resistance, because yeah, if you didn't notice, this is like resistance line. This is resistance, resistance. They have different names, swing highs, swing lows, but it's all the same thing. And it's all liquidity, right? And price tends to move towards these levels. That's what we know for sure.
So look for the bubble.
Yep.
Check the bubble.
Okay. So I've got my alerts.
That's the easiest thing to do, huh? To be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. I think for support and resistance we talked a lot, and I'm happy that you showed different ways that we can tackle that with our own indicators, with other indicators, with the volume. Indeed, that's really important. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's quite clear, and I'm happy because also I know how to use that also, which is perfect.
I've showed you many times in the office, but
yeah.
You've moved to the US now, so I can't keep an eye on you and your trading.
I'm far away. Yeah, that's true. No, but it looks good, to be honest. I mean, it's a very easy strategy for beginners.
The base scanner, definitely, yeah. Smart money, I don't know if it's an easy strategy for beginners, but it's definitely an interesting one, and I look forward to Roman's streams every week because I'm actually learning something. Like right here, I'm just venting and I'm explaining you people how to use the tool properly, and I love it. But I'm not learning anything from this apart from how to become a better host, which I'm still learning. I apologize. But in the Tuesday ones, I'm actually learning something. Like that's new to me. Like I haven't been in school in a while, but I feel like I'm there again.
That's good. That's the cool feeling to have. That's true. And Roman is excited as well, and he explains it really well. I mean, he has a gift for it, to be honest. The way he
it's like it's like asking ChatGPT, explain it like I'm 5.
Yeah, exactly. Even better. Yeah, yeah. So I'm super happy, and yeah, everybody should check that out. Also, we want to let you know that the next week webinar will be about algorithmic trading with webhook alerts. So it's something that we know that a lot of people were asking for it. So yeah, please check your emails, and every Thursday, same hour, we are here. But we're gonna have the next few sessions will be about signals and signal boards and alerts and so on.
And
So
we will go back to also this strategy. So I've shown you today how to do it manually, but next week I will also show you exactly how to do it automatically, which is even better. Even better.
Perfect.
And we also show you how to do things from TradingView. Right, a lot of people use TradingView with their proprietary indicators that no one else has, and has the edge in the market and makes you millions. But with the webhook function, you can actually automate that and become rich while you're sleeping.
Yes. And we'll show you how to do that. So if you guys want to see anything specific, just let us know in the comments. Now is the right time, to be honest.
Oh, we got a question from someone. They're like, get these bases off my chart. And I'm with you, because sometimes they can be annoying. So if you go over to the settings right here in the top, and you scroll down, and you see, actually it's at the top now, because there's a replay setting now. Nice. You can click on show bases, and then save, and now poof, gone. They're gone. So that's how easy it is to remove them. Yes. Well, and if you want to turn them on, then of course you can go back there. Or now, as they're off, it will tell you here saying, "Hey, you're interested in bases, but you're not seeing them. Would you like to see them?" And then you can do it like that. And if not, anyone has any market or chart that you guys want to check it for you, please let us know. Because we are just leave it on the Discord channel as well. We could discuss. Or
we can get back on that one. That's true.
Because I can't invite you enough. Like, come join our Discord. It's fun to be there. Like, I'm there, Cata's there, Roman is there.
Yeah,
we've got 3 people already.
There, we are there. We are there.
Day and night.
That's true. We are day and night. That's completely true. I don't know. I was thinking, maybe should we just let people know a bit about something that will happen soon in Toronto. We are planning, and we're gonna make an announcement for it. But just a heads up that we're gonna
if you do want to something see us live May. In the flesh.
Yeah.
And book your plane ticket to Toronto.
Yeah, we'll be in Toronto.
Make sure to leave enough time to go to the Niagara Falls as well. Apparently very close to it. So
more information.
If you want to see something beautiful when we're there in Toronto, you can. And if you also want to see the Niagara Falls, you can as well. But
soon we'll let you know more about it.
Yeah.
Link for Discord. Yes.
Link for Discord. Well, actually, you should see it in the app, but otherwise,
just on the website.
Yeah, it's on the website as well. Let me just grab the website.
And maybe you can show also the support part, where the people, they can ask questions as well if they have any issues.
So if you haven't seen our website, do check it out. There's quite some useful information. Discord right here. You can click there, join our Discord. It's also in the app itself. If you haven't seen it yet, but you can join us there. Support was. Do we have it?
Top in the navigation bar.
Support is here. If you go there, we have many documents about everything that you can find in the app. And if you can't figure it out by yourself, chat with us. Hello, how can I help you? And you see, there's always someone online. And they're more than happy to help you with any questions that you have.
Awesome, Ben. I think it was a good session as well. I'm really looking forward for the next Tuesday for the one with Roman.
Yeah, me too. So
I mean,
I don't see any more questions, so I think we're gonna
wrap this up. Yeah.
say goodbye and wish you a good weekend, and we'll see you next week on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye, everyone.